Okay, so now I am going to share with you that's very important how for you to bleach the hair. It light from level 3 to level 9, 10. Okay, most of client always want the color, the blonde is nice, clean, no brassy. Okay, but a lot of hairstylists not knowing that the step or the key point to get into the level from level 3 to level 9, 10. So today I'm going to share with you that 5 important points for you to achieve that light. And if you know about this and remember that, practice with that and do with this, if you remember exactly the formula or all the step of this, you can get the color or the light every single time. Okay, not just praying that, okay, I hope or I wish it can be light or it turn out right. No hope. This is if you follow the formula, if you do exactly the step I show you, it just turn out like 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. It's just like that. So if you follow this and you do that, and it will be turn out exactly the color, the light level you want. And if it not turn out what you want, is because you're missing some step. Okay, you're missing some step in this guidance I share with you. Okay, so 5 important key points to achieve level 9 and 10, to achieve bleach that light at level 9 or 10. Okay, so the number 1 is developer. So developer is so important because, as you know, the developer is about 5 volt is lower, but 40 volt is stronger. Okay, so when you do bleach with the Asian hair, you will start at 20 volt. And if you start with Western hair, and if they have Western hair but normal texture, you start with 10 volt. But Western hair and the hair is quite fine and thin, so I suggest start with 5 volt. Okay, so the Asian hair the same. If you do the Asian hair, if some hair that very coarse, very thick, or on medium to coarse and thick, you start with 20 volt. But Asian hair is some hair, it's very fine, very thin, you can start with level 10 volt. Okay, so for you to achieve that light, you know exactly with the formula, the developer, what you start with. And also, when you do with developer, and you know that when you start on the back, you start with 20 volt, but you go higher, you pump up with the product side, it higher, the developer higher. Each, every like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you need to pump up it higher a little bit. So let's say that you do on the back, it's 20 volt. But then you go through application, it after 20 minutes, you need to go back and put more bleach in, and then you mix with 20 and 30 volt. So it makes more stronger. And the next one, that after another 25 minutes, you mix another bowl, which is you mix 30 volt, something like that. You have to pump up a little bit. Okay, developer is very important. If you not miss the developer right, it will not turn light as you want. Okay. So the next thing that it will be the bleach formula. The bleach formula that I always do with 1 to 2 radial. Because 1 to 2 radial is very, that is just kind of the basic. Okay. the basic. But if when you actually do with the formula with some bleach or some peroxide, if not that strong, you can do 1 and 1.5. So you can adjust with less peroxide, more bleach. Like usually you do 1 to 2, but now you do 1 and 1.5. So it makes more stronger. But in general speaking, for myself, I always do with, I will always use with 1 to 2. And because I feel that 1 to 2 is more easy to apply. If it's too thick, it's hard, and sometimes it's too thick and the hair, it cannot go through. The bleach cannot go through all the hair. All right. So when you mix the bleach formula, if your mix is not correct, it will be not turn out the way you want. And also the hair is not light what you want. And that's what I say. The bleach formula, you go 1 to 2. But again, when you do it on the back section that you start with 24, but you have to pump up with the formula 24 and 20, 34 and 34, 30 and 44, and then 44. And then when you do on the side, you might add a little bit more, a little bit thicker. If the way you apply that it need longer time, then you need to adjust a little bit more. Instead of 1 to 2, you make 1 and 1.5 on both sides. So to make it more faster. All right. So now the next thing that it will be sectioning. Sectioning, that is very important. A lot of hairstylists try to bleach, get to level 9 and 10, but when they actually do section, it's too thick. So now what happened? They might have to bleach like 2-3 times to achieve the light. If they don't bleach 2-3 times, the hair it always look brassy, yellow, and it uneven. So that's why when for myself, I always make the section is thin. It's thin. So when you watch the video inside, you will see that how thin I make. It's just not very thick. And when you do too thick, it needs longer time. All right. So sectioning is very important. And when you do too thick, it will turn brassy. And when it turns brassy, it's not light enough. Even that you leave for 1 hour, 2 hours, it's still not light enough, because when you do thick section, the bleach cannot get inside the hair. And that is make the hair inside, number 1, it's uneven. Number 2, the bleach not coming through. When it not come through, which means it's not light enough and it will turn brassy. So that's why sectioning is very important. Now, the next thing that I say with the timing. So when you go do with the time, you need to know with my guideline in here that I will do. If you follow, okay, you follow that, you start with, you do the developer, you do with 24, you start to do it 24, and then you miss the bleach formula 1 to 2, the correct what I say. Now you do the sectioning, it's thin, not too thick. Now is the time that I give you the guideline in here, that 1 to 1.5, 1 hour to 1:15 minute, 1 hour, 15 minutes. What does that mean? So when I apply the hair to do balayage for my client, and when I actually finish this, I set alarm. I set alarm for an hour, but usually it's 40 minutes or 45 minutes. I go to check. I already go to check it. I don't leave that to an hour and I check. So that's why I leave for 45 minutes, I check it. But most of the time I see that when I do with this formula and I do that and I check roughly, usually it's about an hour. And sometimes that winter time, it's cold, or when I look at the hair, it might not turn light yet. I will make it more a little bit longer, would mean like 1 hour to 5 minutes, or 1 hour 10 minutes, something like that. And then when I leave that amount of the time, and then when I see the hair, I check the hair is ready, and then I rinse. So most of the time that I give you the guideline in here, that Asian hair 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, Western hair that 45 minutes to an hour. So with that, the guideline, but again, you have to check that when it's 40 minutes, 45 minutes. All right. So the next thing that I want to say with the application is very important. When you do application, that you put on thin hair, but then you put more, a little bit stronger with more bleach. It's the amount of the bleach when you put it on. Let me say that I put one section, okay? One section with thin hair, and then I put on Asian hair. Let's say I just say, okay, I put one teaspoon of, I just make it up, okay? It's not like exactly 1 spoon, but let's say I say thin, and it's thin, but it's not enough. It's enough, which means is, let's say I will put 1 teaspoon. That's for Asian hair. And then with the Western hair, I will do a little bit thinner, but I mean less, which means I do with the Asian hair, let's say 1 spoon. Maybe with Western hair, I do 2/3. Right? So which means Western hair is less a little bit, but Asian hair is more thick a little bit. It's more, amount of the bleach is more, and Western hair is less. So I hope that you understand about this. And yeah, so again, let me say that very important. If you do the first time when you try to bleach from level 3 to level 9, 10, and it does not turn out what you want, it turn out level 8, which means you need one more level. So what you need to do, that the next time when you're doing it, you need to go back this list and check it. Did I apply enough developer? Did I apply enough bleach? Did I miss the bleach formula? Is correct 1 to 2. Did I make the section it thin? Did I set the time at 1 to 1 and 1 hour and 15 minutes? Or the application with the hair, Western hair or Asian hair, did I apply Asian more? Did I apply the Western less? You have to check in that 4 key points. When you do with that, you know exactly, you might add what I say in here, when you actually do it a couple times, then you get used to it, and then you can remember. So it's always the first time when you're doing it, it might not turn out at level 9 and 10 for you. Be patient, go back the list, check it again, watch video again, take note again, and the next time you will improve. Which part you're missing, you will improve about that part. All right. So this is very important. So that's what I say. If you want that every single hair of your client that look perfect and it always clean, blonde, no brassy, focus in this 5 key points. Keep practice, keep doing it until you do, and you can see the color, it clean blonde. All right. Build that confidence, get exactly the formula. And I think that my students, some of them do really good about this. So I hope you can do too. And I say to you that if you practice the first, the second time, it not turn out what you want, keep doing it. Okay. When I start with this, I breaking the hair. I make my hair many times. I make many mistakes. I make a lot of things that many nights can't sleep crying because I say why I couldn't do this. But after that, I found this formula. I got this for you. If you just be patient, do that at least 3 to 5 clients, then you can feel so much confident and you will know exactly what step to do. All right. If you do only 1 client or 2 clients, it's not enough. And don't say that, oh, I can't do it. I believe when you do 1 to 2 clients, you got 80%. Right. Okay. And then another 20%, you need to do the 3rd client, the 4th client, the 5th client. Then you can improve that 20%. All right. I hope this you understand, and I hope that you can follow this, and this help you to get clear what need to focus on.